The New Balance 1080 has been a staple daily running shoe for many years now. It used to be one of my absolute favourite shoes, one that I'd recommend to almost everybody looking for that classic, comfortable, everyday running shoe. We reviewed and absolutely loved version 10, version 11, version 12, but it really was unlucky number 13. Which, whilst it was still a very comfortable shoe, the cushioning was way too soft and it had no stability whatsoever. Was it just an unlucky blip? Has the greatness now been restored? Well, stay tuned because we're going to find out very soon. And we're also going to be comparing it to the New Balance More 5 and maybe the greatest daily running shoe you can get at the moment, the Novablast version 4. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. Just before we start out, I just want to say I bought this shoe 100% with my money from the running company in Geelong on our recent trip to Australia. So shout out to those guys and girls in there. And also thanks for everybody supporting the channel, checking out benparks.com. We've just launched our brand new long sleeve, perfect for all that winter running. You'll see me running them in all of the footage we've got here today. And feel free to use code YouTube10 for 10% off your order. Right, let's have a chat about everything that's changed in version 14 from the outgoing version 13. Well, we've got an all new mesh upper, this triple jacquard upper with increased breathability. So this is what New Balance are saying. I actually disagree with that. We've got an updated outsole with the shoe as well, with some repositioned rubber to give it a little bit more stability, as well as improving that grip in those high wear areas and to increase that durability as well. We've also got some of that increased stability from version 13, and it's not quite now as super soft and plush and really marshmallowy as version 13. Now a little bit firmer and a little bit more stable, and we can start to use this as a daily running shoe again. The price is the same, the drop and stack is also the same, but the weight has slightly increased. Right, let's get stuck into all of the facts and figures. So what's the purpose of the 1080? Well, this is a premium daily trainer, a shoe you can do the vast majority of runs in pretty well with some good high quality materials in here as well. Price wise, this is £160 here in the UK, 190 euros, 165 US dollars, 270 Australian dollars, which is what I paid for the shoe, or around about 210 Canadian dollars. Stack under the back, 38 millimeters and a 6 millimeter drop overall. Weight wise, unfortunately, a little bit on the heavy side here, coming in for me at 360 grams. Version 13 was 323. So for me, around about a 40 gram increase in weight. Neutral stability, this is a neutral shoe. With the upper of the shoe, we've got this triple jacquard mesh upper. Midsole, we've got New Balance's classic Fresh Foam X midsole. There's no plate in this shoe whatsoever. Outsole, we've got this rubber outsole. It's not covering the midsole completely, just adding some extra grip and durability in those high wear areas. Different widths available? Well, unfortunately, it varies from country to country. If you're in the USA, you've got 4 different widths available: narrow, standard, wide, and extra wide. In the UK, we're just getting 2, just your standard and your wide. So check with what's available in your country. In terms of men's and women's fit, we have that available for both, and the sizing, it was true to size for me. Right, let's get stuck into all of my likes. My first like with the shoe is the improved stability versus version 13. It's now not quite as super soft and marshmallowy, which some people won't love because there were a few fans of version 13, although most people agreed it was just so soft and unstable. That's definitely gone. It's now just that little bit firmer, a little bit more usable. The slightly wider base we've got with the shoe and the improved rubber on the outsole, all adding to that extra bit of stability. The updated geometry overall is working a lot better for me on my runs. So for fans of version 10, 11 and 12, this is going to be a real return to form, and you're going to be a lot happier in this shoe. My second like with the shoe is just extremely comfortable for those easy runs, those recovery runs, walking around, and generally having a comfy shoe for living your life around outdoors. The upper is great. The lockdown has been spot on for me. The sizing was true to size. It's the same size I've used in all of my previous 1080s as well. The width has also been improved in the shoe. It's now a little bit wider, just a little bit more accommodating as well. And you can always go for that wider option if that appeals to you. If you're someone someone that you think you've got a wide fit, definitely go for that wider option. I particularly like the padding around the ankle at the back of the shoe here as well, and the updated upper is just really working well for me. Just holding that foot in place, no sliding around, no hot spots, no blisters or anything like that. My third like with the shoe is just very, very dependable. It's not the most fun shoe I'm going to review, it's not the most exciting, but it just gets the job done in minimal fuss. There's no fancy plates, no fancy foams or fancy rods. It's going to be really great for a beginner runner that's looking for that premium shoe they can get started in, or that intermediate runner just looking for something that, as I say, is just very dependable. It's going to give you no issues out there. The rocker at the front of the shoe provides a really good confident feeling, and for heel strikers too, at the back of the shoe, the way the heel tapers here, it's going to feel really nice through that whole foot strike. So again, a really good option for those heel strikers. It just feels like a really premium, well put together product that's built to last for a very long time. But as always, it's not all smiles. I always buy these shoes so I can give you my 100% honest thoughts on it. So let's have a quick chat about the dislikes. The first one being I have experienced a slight little bit of overheating. New Balance say this is an improved upper with better breathability. Unfortunately, I would sort of disagree. I have been heating up a little bit in this shoe, especially when you do pick up the pace. But yes, it might be just one that's going to be good for winter running. If in the Northern Hemisphere, you're probably going to be fine in this shoe over the next few months. The weight gain is just a little bit frustrating. Now 360 grams. The last one was 323. The wet weather grip isn't fantastic in this shoe. It's very wet in London here at the moment. Just sliding around a little bit more than I would like. And with my fourth dislike, like we saw with version 13, gone are the days of the 1080 being that shoe that really can do everything really well. Now, really, the 1080 is just the shoe that's going to be good for the day after your really big efforts, the day after your long runs, easy runs, recovery runs, people going out for long distance walks, or people just working in retail and things and being on their feet for a long period of time. If you want to pick up the pace in this shoe, you're going to need to invest in something a little bit speedier, a little bit faster, a little bit lighter. With this shoe, it really was hard work to pick up the pace in anything faster than marathon pace, and I'll just be begging to put something else on. But it's fantastic at those slower paces for me. Right, let's have a chat about some other options as well. Now, my best daily shoe of the year was the Novablast version 4. And how is that different to this? Well, the Novablast is slightly narrower, but really a very similar fit overall. It's a little bit firmer, a little bit bouncier, and it's got some better energy return through the foot strike as well. And as I say, it's just a little bit more versatile, has a bit more pop about it, and it can pick up the pace a little bit better. That's where the 1080 is lacking, unfortunately. And where the 1080 is different from the Novablast, it's just a little bit more comfortable, it's a little bit softer as well, and it's a little bit better on those easier and recovery runs with that foam just absorbing a little bit more of the impact as you go along. The Novablast 4 is a lot lighter too, plus lighter on your wallet as well, coming in at just £135. So for me, it really is a bit of a clear winner there. I'd really recommend saving the money and picking up something like the Novablast 4 if you're looking for that classic daily do-it-all shoe. And maybe pick up one of our new wraps for just £12, which we've just released on the website with the money that you will save as well. We're now shipping those worldwide. What most people have been asking me about the 1080 is not how it compares to the Novablast, but how it compares to the More version 5. We've just released our dedicated review to this shoe, so we'll link to that up here and at the end of this video. The More version 5 is very, very soft for that pure recovery and easy run shoe. It's a hell of a lot bulkier as well. If I put these side by side here, you'll just see it's got a much bigger footprint, especially at the back of the shoe as well. Yeah, this is just a big shoe, and you really feel that massive bulk on the end of your foot as you run along. Both have the same Fresh Foam X as well, but More 5 has a lot more of it, and it is just a little bit heavier, but surprisingly not as much as you would think. This is really quite a heavy shoe. I'm not sure where they're getting all that weight from. The More version 5 has a wider forefoot as well, a little bit more of accommodating toe box. Neither of the shoes have a plate in them, and the More version 5 is just a little bit more stable, a little bit wider, and it's got some of the higher sidewalls in the shoe as well. And the 1080 just has a bit more of a traditional run feeling through the foot stripe, really, because it's not quite anywhere near as bulky as the More version 5. So go for the 1080 if you want a little bit more versatility, a little bit lighter. You can pick up the pace a little bit better. More version 5 is that pure energy absorption bliss, super soft to look after those legs. on those easy and recovery runs. So let's have a chat about my final thoughts on the 1080 version 14. Do I recommend the shoe? Yes, I do recommend the shoe. If you want a soft, very comfortable shoe for easy and recovery runs that isn't too bulky, that you get a lot of these max cushion shoes, then this is going to be a good option to go for. The More version 5 might be slightly too soft and too extreme for some people, so this is where the 1080 comes in. Is it worth the upgrade over version 13? Yes, it very much is for me. I really did not get on with version 13 at all. This one is now definitely a shoe that I can now happily go for a run in, and I really don't have to worry about it too much. It's just a nice, dependable, good, easy and recovery run shoe. And who should buy a shoe like this? Well, any runner who wants a simple, no fuss, comfortable trainer they can get the majority of their runs done in pretty well. We're more than happy with the 1080. So to answer the question that we've called this video, is this the most comfortable daily shoe ever? I'd say it's very close between this and the Asics Gel Nimbus version 26, which is my most comfortable shoe of all time. They're both very similar shoes and you really can't go wrong with either. The Novablast version 4 is still the best daily shoe out there in my opinion, but the 1080 strays away from this sort of daily shoe segment. It's fast becoming a little bit more like the Gel Nimbus, and that's really where its biggest competition is coming from. So thanks very much guys for following along with the video. If you want to watch the More version 5 full review, that is coming up here. Or if you want to check out our complete New Balance lineup review and learn all about what the different shoes are, that review is down here. So that's it guys, keep on working hard, keep on getting done. Let me know your thoughts on the 1080 and we'll see you very soon in the next one.